out the white hose. There are some gloves in here that I do recommend using anytime you're messing with the sewer connections. So I'm going to put those on quickly here, and we'll connect the least glamorous part of camping. So just below the gas tank and the water hookup is where the sewer connectors are. So inside here there'll be the Stinky Slinky, which I'll go ahead and take out here. There's two ends to this. This is the end that will hook into the pipe in here, and then the elbow joint will go down into the sewage connection in the RV. But once you come on in here, I'm going to point out a couple things. Inside here there is a black valve and a gray valve. You'll be able to see this better in person. Those, you want to make sure those are closed at all times unless your hose is completely hooked up. But there's an end cap on the sewage connection that you'll need to screw off to the left. Kind of put that in the back. And then there's also a little cover over the hole that we're going to rotate the sewer connector into. So right now the sewer connection end is pointing out towards us, but we need to rotate it down. So if you gently press on the top, the hose connector should point down. Then this little Neely tray comes in handy because you can grab your end of the hose and reach underneath here, and you want to get it on the connector itself and you twist it to lock it in place. Get in here with my right hand. All right, so now that's locked and latched in place. Then we'll walk over here. These hoses stretch out about 10 feet. And all campsites will be a little bit different. This one just has a little end cap, but you're just going to basically push that down and kind of seat it in place. Now I'm going to show emptying the sewer tank. This is the least fun part of RVing, but pretty painless if you follow the steps appropriately. Before you empty the black tank, you want to make sure your gray tank is pretty full of soapy wastewater. That helps you flush out the hose after you've emptied the black tank. But for the sake of this demo, I'm going to show using the flush as well. So I've closed the gray tank, and I'm going to empty the black tank. So you just make sure once your connectors are up, you'll pull the black handle, and that's when wastewater from the sewage will flow out into the dump site. You know it's wastewater because it will be brown. So once your tank is empty, I always want you to flush out the black tank too with the hose connector. That flushes the walls of the tank and prevents any clogs or other issues in the future. So anytime you empty the black tank, it's best to flush it out. We have a 15-foot hose that's already connected to the Sani-Flush in here. So if you just reach in and pull out the Curly Q hose, the green is going to be the one you'll flush your tanks with. So I'm going to connect this hose to the other spigot in this case at the campsite. And now once that's connected, I still have my black valve open, so I'm going to just turn on the hose. And so what this is doing, this is actually flushing out the black tank. So in a minute here, you're going to see some additional water flushing out of here. So right now I'm filling up and flushing the black tank. I temporarily closed the valve, but you definitely want to make sure that's open and not closed for too long because you don't want to fill up the black tank, which will then overflow inside the RV. So I'm going to pull the black tank open, and now as you'll start seeing, you'll see a bunch of wastewater, but now fresh water is actually flushing the tank and cleaning out the inside. You want to continue doing this until the water that's flowing out is clear again. It doesn't have to be crystal clear, but you want it to be relatively clean because you know the sidewalls of that black tank are completely flushed and washed out.